So if you've been watching phone camera comparisons, or even if you watch my video about the best budget camera phones, most of the time you'll hear the word electronic image stabilization and optical image stabilization. I decided to do some research on it, and many people don't really know the difference between the two. So if you're among the many people, you've come to the right place. Well, I'll try to explain it to you and to make it easier for you to understand. What's up guys, how you doing? Hope you're having a nice day. I'm Milan and welcome to Physitech. This is episode number 8 on Tech Talks, and if you haven't watched the others, the playlist is on my channel and you can check it out. Let's start with the definition of image stabilization. So image stabilization is a feature that helps to make images more clearer and more sharper by reducing the blurriness that comes from a shaky camera generally. We all know that when you're taking a video or even a photo, your hand may shake sometimes, so the product won't be of a very good quality. And this is what image stabilization comes to help with. So it basically makes the photo or video to be more stable, and that's why it's a major factor in determining the quality of a good camera generally. Now that you know what image stabilization is, optical image stabilization is more of hardware based, and so it depends on the camera's hardware. It physically moves the camera lens or sensor to make up for the camera movement that is not intentional. Let's say when you take a photo with any type of camera, the photo is captured over a period of time. It just doesn't happen once. Although it takes time, the time is still short depending on the amount of light you have. In good lighting, the time is really quick. It just happens with a snap. But in bad or worse lighting, the timing gets slower. So when you take a photo, your body or hand may shake, and even the tiniest movements will make the photo to blur. So what OIS does is helping you to avoid the blurs by stabilizing the image. It uses a gyroscope to detect those tiny movements, and it moves the lens to counteract the movements that you make to make the images steady, although the camera has moved already. Let's just assume that the lens is in the air, and so when you move, it remains in the same position. So the image taken will be more steady, and it will only work for those tiny handshakes and movements. If the movement is rather large and fast, it will obviously be less effective. Now looking at electronic image stabilization, it's more of software based and not hardware based. It uses electronic processing to do that. It also uses a gyroscope too. The system notices the shakes and adjustments made after the image hits the sensor. Now with EIS, zoom is used until the image is larger than the image sensor. Then after that, scanning is done within the image to find any small unnecessary movements. Then it counteracts the movements and corrects them. So that's basically the definition for electronic image stabilization. One major difference between the optical image stabilization and electronic image stabilization is OIS is more hardware based, and as it moves physical parts of the camera to make the image better and more steady. And those physical parts are part of what makes the phone cameras protrude from the phone, like it makes a bump. While OIS is more physical, EIS is more software based, and hence it does not use the physical parts to correct the image. Another difference is that optical image stabilization is more useful for photos, while electronic image stabilization is more useful in videos. And even as you can see, when let's say you are in the camera app in your phone, then you move from photo to video in the camera app. The video section will look at as if it has zoomed upon the image that you're looking at, comparing it to the photo section. And EIS is amongst the reasons as to why it looks like that. Now you cannot claim that one is better than the other, since both of them have different objectives. Optical image stabilization basically improves in low light photography, while electronic image stabilization improves a shaky video by maintaining and consistent framing between multiple video frames. What I'd say gives the electronic image stabilization an edge over optical image stabilization is the software part, meaning that it can be added even with a software update. So a phone without EIS may be updated later on and get EIS, while a phone without OIS will never get OIS unless they create a new one. So that is all for today, and thanks a lot for watching this video. If you feel like you didn't understand a part or want to correct me on something, you are free to ask it down at the comment section down below. And if you are new and are interested in more videos like this, don't leave without leaving a subscription, and I promise you that you won't be disappointed. I'm Milan and this is Fuzitech. See you next time, and I hope you have a spectacular day. Peace.